This is Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, and it's been open since 2019. I should know because I was here on day one. We're going to show you around Galaxy's Edge, show you what you can do, the activities you can get up to, and what rides you can ride.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is the newest land at Disney's Hollywood Studios, transporting guests to Batuu, a planet on the Outer Rim. More specifically, you are visiting Black Spire Outpost, a spaceport popular with smugglers and traders. In this video, we'll be taking you on a full tour of Black Spire Outpost, pointing out some hidden details and showing you why this is one of the most immersive lands Disney has ever built. The main entrance to Galaxy's Edge is via Grand Avenue, next to Muppet Vision 3D. As you walk through the wooden tunnel, you enter the forested area on the outskirts of the outpost, where the Resistance has set up a temporary base. This is where you'll find the first of Batuu's two attractions, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance.
If you want to ride the new Rise of the Resistance ride here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there are only two ways of doing it. The first is the traditional way, which is waiting the standby line. If you look behind me now, it's currently 140 minutes. It could get longer than that during the day. If you're lucky enough, you turn up when the park opens, you probably can, if you're one of the first, you can probably get on it quite quick. But the other way is to pay for a lightning lane. Now, there are a few of these rides dotted through Walt Disney World where you can pay, and it's kind of a lot of money. Like for us, there are four of us, it's $22 each, so that's $88. But when you think how much you paid to get here, this is one ride that's worth paying for and seeing. As I was saying on one of the other videos, it is a really different experience. It's a three-part experience where you get a transport ship up to a planet, but you're hijacked by the First Order. They take you on board their ship, and then there's an escape later on. I won't tell you all the details to spoil it, but it's an interactive experience, and it goes on about 15 minutes. So, you know, yes, it's expensive, but if you come all the way here and you want to do this ride, then I think it's a good option, and we've certainly done that. Now, the thing about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it represents an entire new planet that's not been seen in any of the films. The planet is Batuu. But of course, if you walk around it, you'll recognise parts from Tatooine and Jakku and other planets in the real Star Wars films. And the place itself is full of great little corners. Say the building work is fantastic, really well sculpted. Well, this is another good example. Just off to the side here is an X-Wing fighter. And sometimes you actually get actors on here. When we were here once, Chewbacca was here trying to fix the ship, and Rey was here as well. Nobody here at the moment, apart from loads of people taking photos, but it is a great photo spot.
At the Black Spire station, you may also spot some other spaceships in for repair.
There's two activities you can do here at Galaxy's Edge as well. If you really want to do it, it's worth pre-booking in advance to avoid disappointment. First of all, you can build your own droid. I think these people have been in the droid building workshop, and they're now trying out the droids here. Another thing you can do is construct your own lightsaber. We've seen a few people wandering around with the lightsabers that they've finished with. So, again, if you're a big Star Wars fan, maybe one or both of those activities are going to appeal to you. Here in the marketplace, it's like much of the marketplaces you'll find in the real world. You do lots of shopping at these stalls along either side, lots of unique Star Wars memorabilia. And you can also get, we've just had a cold brew drink. You can get your thermal detonator Coke grenades. We haven't got one today, we'll put a picture of one of those in. You can get Coke or Sprite. Even the water bottles are different here. Here's the specific Star Wars water. I think that says Dasani. And there is some real writing on the back, but it's a cool touch. And interestingly, you don't use dollars, you use credits. But fortunately, $1 is one credit, so it's not really a problem.
At the end of the marketplace, you'll find Ronto Roasters, where you can try the famous Ronto wrap, a pita bread filled with roasted pork sausage, slaw and peppercorn sauce. It's the best dish in the galaxy. Next to Ronto Roasters is Batuu's main quick service location, Docking Bay 7. Here you can find chicken and beef dishes with a Star Wars twist.
This little building here with little statues outside the interesting doorway is Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities. Well worth looking inside.
See that spire on the side of Dock Ondars? Well, that's the Black Spire that the outpost is named after. Everywhere you look in Galaxy's Edge, there's hidden details to look out for. From the signage written in Urabesh to the many droids and ships found across the land, Star Wars fans will find many connections to the films.
While you're not going on the rides here at Galaxy's Edge, a great thing to do is just walk around and take everything in. Listen to this. So as well as all the things to see and do, there are lots of sound effects. For example, if you go and stand in the main area down there near Kylo Ren's ship, you just stand there, you'll hear Wookiee noises every so often. More noises here. You'll hear the sound of ships going up above, because it's supposed to be a working spaceport, and they're really effective at dragging you into the experience. You know, sights, sounds, and they have actors wandering around, stormtroopers, Kylo Ren, Chewbacca. It's a really great place.
Of course, the most famous and most iconic nod to the films is parked in the front of the spaceport. It's the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, the Millennium Falcon.
So obviously the centrepiece of Galaxy's Edge is the Millennium Falcon. This is what everybody wants to see, and it's a great photo shot right here in the middle. And it also serves as the front to one of the rides, Smuggler's Run. In this ride, you get the chance to fly the Millennium Falcon. You're either one of the pilots, one of the engineers, or one of the gunners. But what's really good about this, as well as the ride itself, you get a pre-ride experience where you see a video, and you also get to walk towards the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to recognise lots of parts of it. For example, that famous space chess table where Chewbacca plays the game, you're going to get to see that. You stand right next to it before you ride the ride. And the ride itself is spectacular. It uses a combination of motion and film, plenty going on, and you really will feel like you're being shaken about. You've got to wear a seatbelt because you're moving all over the place when the Millennium Falcon's flying.
There are Disney PhotoPass photographers stationed throughout Galaxy's Edge, but the best shot in Batuu is on the balcony just above the Millennium Falcon. This is the park's magic shot. Black Spire Outpost wouldn't be complete without its very own cantina. Ogre's Cantina to be exact. This is a very popular drinking spot, so you'll need to book a reservation before your trip through the My Disney Experience app.
We're here in Ogre's Cantina in Galaxy's Edge, and it's a really effective, realistic experience if you're a Star Wars fan. The cantina is based on the cantina in Mos Eisley in the first film, and of course various cantinas have made their appearance in the TV series and other films. We've had a non-alcoholic drink, but you can get alcoholic drinks as well. Now, unlike in the Star Wars films, where it's quite often have a house band, in Ogre's Cantina they have a house DJ, Rex.
Disney Parks fans might notice that Rex used to be the pilot on Star Tours. Heading past the cantina, you'll find yourself wandering into Docking Bay 9, which is First Order territory. And it seems like Kylo Ren is paying the Batuians a visit, because his ship is parked in the bay. Keep your eyes peeled for Kylo and other famous faces as you wander through the land.
You've just seen some stormtroopers and Kylo Ren walking past. That's one of the great things about Galaxy's Edge. It's an interactive experience. If you hang around long enough, you'll see things happening. There's a few places around Galaxy's Edge where you can get a bite to eat or something to drink. And this, of course, from the films, is the famous blue milk.
The western side of Galaxy's Edge leads out to Toy Story Land, where you'll exit Black Spire Outpost directly into Andy's backyard. Batuu is beautiful in the day, but it's also stunning at night. Make sure you schedule an evening at Hollywood Studios during your trip to see Black Spire Outpost in the dark. I did this while the rest of my family were watching Fantasmic and took a walk around after dark. So that concludes our tour of Black Spire Outpost. As you can see, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is an incredibly immersive land. Whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, you'll be amazed by the level of detail that's gone into creating the architecture and fixtures throughout the land. The two attractions are excellent. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is essentially a more advanced version of Star Tours, but the interactivity is fun. and stepping inside the Millennium Falcon is a dream for any Star Wars fan. And where to begin with Rise of the Resistance? I think it will be more accurate to call it an experience than an attraction. The various pre-shows, sets and the actual ride portion are all connected seamlessly, and the cast members put on a great performance escorting you from one room to another as if you were prisoners. It might always have a long wait, but whether you wait in line or pay to use Genie Plus, it's absolutely worth it.
In addition to 2 great rides and lots of things to eat, lots of things to do and characters that wander around, the real success, what makes Galaxy's Edge great, is the attention to detail. Stand on any corner, look in any direction, the sculpting of the stones, the architecture, it looks just like the films and the TV series that you know and love. You can wander around here and get lots of great photographs and feel really immersed in the world. Really worth visiting. Thanks for watching Rob on Holiday. We hope you enjoyed our visit to Galaxy's Edge. Stay tuned for a great new video next week.